Hey guys, I'm on here again. I made a video earlier this morning showing my trades and other trades that would have gone off. I couldn't get all of them. But I show them in a video. I haven't even got that video uploaded to YouTube yet. I've been taking trades during the New York session here, and the first thing I want to say is I'm not a financial advisor, right? So I'm not here to give you buy and sell signals. That's not what we do here. We provide training education in our community with the company that we're with, and we also have a community indicator that we share with people when you join our company. Okay, so we use this community indicator to help us find potential situations where we have an edge in the market. That's all it is. It's just an edge, guys. Once you take a trade, it's really just a flip of a coin after that. But you want to follow your edge with discipline. Okay, so I'm not an investment advisor. And when you try this out, you have to do it on demo first. We tell people to take at least 100 demo trades. Right? We've already taken those in the community. So I'm using these on funded accounts and funded challenges. And there's so many winning trades. I'm having a hard time keeping track of it. So I'm going to just post these videos on YouTube and I'm posting in my Facebook group, Path to Success. So I'm not going to put them on my main Facebook page anymore because they're clogging the page up with too much and there's only a limited number of the population that are interested in Forex trading at all. So I don't want to put all these videos on there and drive people away. It's just for the people that are interested. Anyway, this was a trade I took today. This was USD JPY. Again, this is our community indicator. It's not a buy or sell signal. There's other conditions that have to exist. That the alert goes off and that pulls us to the chart, right? So if you watch my other videos, you know that these three moving averages have to be in line here. We got the blue one's the 55, the red's the 233. Don't confuse it with the trend line here. This red line is the trend line. And the green lines are trend lines. Okay, those are drawn by this Lux Algo Trendline with breaks indicator. That's a free indicator. That's how we decide whether or not we may want to enter the trade. That's another condition, right? First condition is the indicator. The alert goes off. That brings us to the chart because we got all these pairs in my watch list here. I can't watch all these pairs on the 1 minute time frame, right? I need an alert. That's what our indicator does. It alerts us that we may have a potential trade coming up. That's all it does. It's not a buy or sell signal on its own, right? It's one of three or four conditions that have to be met to take a trade, right? Most of those conditions are objective, very objective. The last one has a little subjectivity in it, right? So there's the alert going off. Now, the moving averages are in line. The blue's above the red, and they're both above the black. That is how it needs to line up for a buy. It needs to line up blue, red, black from top to bottom. For a sell, it needs to be blue on the bottom, red, and black. Okay, now they also need to line up like this on the 1 hour time frame. That's our higher time frame that we're using with the 1 minute trades. So we check that every morning before we trade, and then at night before we trade the Asian session around 8 p.m., we check it again. So all these pairs on my watch list that have a blue flag, that means they're bullish on the 1 hour, right? So you can see UJ is bullish on the 1 hour. So when I get a bullish alert on the 1 minute, I have a potential trade. So now I need this trend line broken here. These trend lines are drawn by the indicator. It's very objective. We don't draw our own trend lines. Everyone in the community uses this indicator. This is why it's so important, guys. You can get started with our company, join our company, pay the membership fee. Then you'll get access to all the training and the scanners there, but more importantly, you'll get access to our community indicator, and you can try this strategy out. After watching an hour or two of videos, you'll be able to try this strategy out for yourself for a whole week. If it doesn't work for you, if you say, yeah, I'm full of shit, then you just contact the company, say, hey, I want my money back. I want I'm I'm enforcing the 7 day money back guarantee, right? No big deal. You're not out anything. You go on your way. Big guys, I have so many wins, I can't even get these videos made and posted on my pages here. So anyway, there's the trend. Now, so we got the alert going off. Now, this takes a little bit of time this isn't an A plus setup, okay, but it's a B plus or an A setup, right? It takes a little time here for price to move up. And on this candle right here, this candle counts as not only the break of the trend line, but also the continuation or confirmation candle, right? And that's where you want to get in the trade. And look what price does. It just drives up here. Now, we got some more alerts up here, further up, right? If you missed this trade, right, we got an alert right here that there's no trend line. Right now, here we got an alert. There is a trend line here. You get a break, you get a continuation. You could take a trade here, and you'd probably have a good trade there as well. Now, once you start getting up here, one of the things that I look at is, and the guys in the community don't do this. This is just something I do. They have another way of doing it. You know, the guys in the community have been trading a long, long time. So they just look at charts and they can tell all that's consolidating. Okay, I don't want to take that trade. That's why I use the higher time frame trend. That keeps me out of pairs that may be consolidating, right? The other thing is they can look and they can say, that's just too far away. Prices move too far. I'm going to stay out of that. I have to use this indicator here. It's a 15-minute order block. What I do is I have this opening range breakout highlighted here. This is the first 15-minute candle of the New York Open from 9:30 to 9:45. So this range here is important for me. I don't expect price to move up more than 3 or 4 times this range during a session or move down. In this case, it moved up. You can see there's number one's right here. So this is equal to, that's 1 times the range. You can see the width of this range here. When it moves to here, that's 1 times, that's 2 times, that's 3 times, that's 4 times. I know that I'm not taking these trades up here, even if they're valid, because I'm right on that max for the session. Yeah. So I wouldn't take this trade. Look, this is an entry right here. Okay. What happens though? Look how right here, look how the 55 crosses below the 233 here. That's interesting, isn't it? That's not supposed to do that. And he crosses back above, but that's one thing that tells me not to take this trade here. The other thing is that we're already at 4 times that 15-minute range, okay? So that's just something I use because I'm not skilled enough right now to just look at it and say, oh, it's moved too far, right? And the guys in the community, they're much better than me. They could do that. Okay, let's see. What else did we have here? NZD, JPY. This one here did not work out. I took this trade on one of my challenge accounts and it did fail. So you see here, notice how price did dip below here. See how price dipped below? This 55 dipped below 233. And that's your first sign that price may be getting ready to change trends. Okay, now when the trade presented itself, the moving averages are in line. Okay, but this right here was a reason for me not to take this trade, but I did take it. I did take it anyway. And I got this break here, and that one lost, of course. They're not all going to win. Okay, what do we got here? EURCAD. EURCAD. Okay, so right here, the alert goes off and a trend line's not broken. Alert goes off again here, and we don't really get a continuation candle. Okay, alert goes off again here, again, no continuation candle. Then here the alert goes off and we get a continuation candle, and then price just drops. Price just drops right down. CADJPY. This is another one. I took that EURCAD trade in one of my challenge accounts. I also took this CADJPY one as well. Okay, so right here, the moving averages are in line, right? Here is our ATH. Our ATH also crosses the trend line, and then the next candle is our confirmation or continuation. A little bit of a pullback, but your invalidation zone is all the way down here. And boom, just a giant move up. Giant move up. I mean, I get out, I take my trades are all right now 1 to 1.75 risk to reward. So I'm out of this trade way before it gets, you know, it's not even halfway through this run here and I'm out of the trade. And sometimes they keep going like this, but sometimes they get right around where I get out and then they reverse. You never know. You never know, right? So that was that one. AUD This is one that was a little bit trickier today. Again, we're bullish on the 1 hour because we have our blue flag. We got a candle here. We got an alert here. This doesn't, this takes too long, doesn't break. No continuation. Right here, though, we get that break and continuation right here on this candle here. And again, a little bit of a pullback and then price moves up. Now, this one didn't quite get to my 1 to 1.75 on my trade. Now, some other people may have taken it. They may have gotten a better entry. They may have put their stop loss at a different place, and they may have gotten a 1 to 1.75 or 1 to 2. Okay, I didn't get it. Now on this one here, and again, I normally don't manage my trades. I normally let them go to take profit or I get stopped out. On this one here, because it was up so much, and then it went back to break even, I just got out of it, right around break even. Okay, but it would have ended up losing. Okay, now, that don't always happen. There's been times I've jumped out of trades like that when it came back to break even, and then lo and behold, it goes running up past my target and just keeps going. That's going to happen. The best thing to do really is it's really all in your mind there. You just have to stay in the trades. Yeah. That one, I broke my rules. I closed the trade at break even, and I got lucky. I saved money on that. Last night I did one like that where I got out with a small gain, like about 0.5%, because same thing, it was during the Asian session. I think I showed the trade on the other video I made earlier today, if you look at that. And then it just shot down past my target and kept going. So, yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at, guys. So that was USD JPY, AUD NZD, we had EUR CAD, we had CAD JPY, we had a loss in NZD JPY, I think. I don't know if there was any other ones here. This was AU here, and this looks like this would have been a loss, right? So you do have losing trades. Again, you want to trade your edge, right? This is our edge. We wait for the indicator to go off. We wait for a trend line break. We wait for a continuation candle. We want to make sure we're going with the trend. Okay, whether it's on the 1 minute or the higher time frame or both, right? We want to make sure of that. So those are the four main things. But just because you traded your edge, don't mean you're going to win the trade. There's still a flip of a coin. Still a flip of a coin. Okay, you want to read Mark Douglas's book, Trading in the Zone. He'll go over the 5 fundamental truths of trading, right? He'll go over those 5 fundamental truths. And that is the best part of the book. I think the 5 fundamental truths and the 7 rules of consistency. Those are the 2 best parts of the book. I listened to the whole book. I've listened to it three or four times already on my phone while I'm at the gym or I'm walking. And it's just a great book, you know. But anyway, this trade here would have lost, right? We got the alert. We got a big confirmation candle here. Price moves up a little bit and then it reverses, right? Moves up a little bit and then it reverses. Now, back here, it's a little bit further back, right? The 55 did cross below that 233, right? Okay, on this pullback here. So if you're watching that a little more closely, you may have not have taken this trade if you're thinking about that. But that is what our strategy looks like, right? See if I could pull it up here real fast. Our ATH flow with the trend line, right? 1 minute time frame, the indicators are ATH flow, the trend line what breaks, the 3-in-1 EMA, 3 EMA and 1 indicator, higher time frame trend. We want ATH in the direction of 1 minute and higher time frame trend using the 3 EMA rule. Break of the trend line, confirmation or continuation candle. We have reasons to avoid trades, right? That I keep a running list of those as I go, right? So that's it, guys. If you want to get started, let me know. I'll send you a link. Have a great day.